Good evening. I'm Aaron Hagenbugh with In Focus, and today we'll be taking a closer look at Mr. Bryan Ghingold. How are you doing? Welcome to the show today,
Thank
Bryan.
you for having me, Aaron.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Now, you're a junior at Bloomsburg University.
Yes, I am.
Mass Communications major.
Yep, Mass Comm major, though I am transferring to the University of Pittsburgh next fall.
Right on, heading out west. What are you taking up there?
There I'm going to finally be starting my official film studies program. I've kind of been picking and choosing my courses here, taking courses that were as similar to film as was possible, knowing that ultimately I was going to have to transfer.
How'd you get started in film?
The 8th grade, my best friend at the time, Lenny, he had wanted always to be, since he was, in elementary school, he had always wanted to be a filmmaker. At first everyone wants to be an actor. Then when they learn more, they kind of see, well, the power is really in the screenwriting or the directing or the producing. So I'd been friends with him for a few years, and I'd always had a very strong affinity to like English classes and literature and words and storytelling. And so it was around 8th grade, 8th or 9th grade, I learned and realized the power that film has to change your life, actually. And there are movies that have changed my life drastically, and I thought, I was amazed at the power that film has, where it can say, you can go into a film feeling this way and thinking this way and come out of it a changed person. And I was humbled by that power.
Are there any films in particular that really move you?
Yes. When people ask me for my favorite movie, I give them 3 that are all tied equally for first. And they're all quite different. First and these are all equal, The Terminator, Big Fish, and Chasing Amy.
The Terminator. When I think of a plot-driven film, I don't necessarily think of The Terminator.
Most people wouldn't, but actually Terminator 2 and Terminator 3 are more action movies with a bit of story. The original Terminator movie was story with a bit of action. If you rewatch that movie, you'll find it has so many deep symbolic plot points, and the story that it tells is just spectacular.
And you utilize this within your own films? I understand that you've made a couple little ones yourself.
I have made a few short films. I haven't made anything feature-length yet. I'm kind of building up. I've put all my things, the vast majority of my little shorts on YouTube. You can actually check it out. My YouTube name is Steve36, S-T-Y-V-E 36. Steve with a Y is my high school nickname, and that's a story in and of itself.
Right.
But yeah, the movies that I've made, if you watch them, you'll see that the more current they get, the better they get. And it's not that I have a deep story to tell, but it's just that my film technique gets better with practice, as everything does.
Mm-hmm.
My writing, my first movie was kind of iffy. It didn't exactly hit home the way I'd intended. But then as I started making more movies and shooting more things and editing more things, whether or not the script was as deep or had a meaning, I was able to convey the point, whether it was just for fun or if it had something to say. I was able to convey that better. Mm-hmm. So I'm improving.
Through boosting the quality?
Not the quality so much as just my knowledge. And I mean, the first movie that I made, I was just a kid with a camera. And then as I went on and I started to apply the techniques that I had learned from reading books, and actually a great way to do it is to just watch movies. Mm-hmm. And I think you asked me about my film style. I don't really have a style, but if I'm watching a movie and I see, wow, that's a great shot, I'll remember it and try to incorporate. I might even write it down. And the next time I'm out making a movie, if it applies, I'll try to incorporate that scene.
Mm-hmm. You're involved in every aspect of the film. I mean, you're there taping it, you're writing, you're even a little bit of acting.
Every now and then, when I have to jump in front of the camera, as much as I don't like to, I do.
And what would you say the best is?
The best? Oh, wow. They're all fun. I mean, I don't have a particular moment that sticks out in my head, but when you get a shot and you play it back in the camcorder, or you just see it through the viewfinder, you're like, wow, that works. Mm-hmm. It feels good. And there was this one scene where I shot a trailer for video editing class with Professor Genovese. It was an action movie trailer, and I had this shot in the guys' locker room where the main character was sitting there, kind of defeated, on the end of a bench. And I kind of used leading lines back from my photography background. I kind of just, all the lockers and the bench was kind of at an angle leading to him, and he was at the focal point. I just remember looking back at that shot in the camera, and I was like, you know what? You know, whether I got it or not, you know, I'm on the way there. So,
Powerful.
yeah, it kind of, it was reassuring.
Right on. Well, Bryan, thank you very much for coming on to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Good luck to you out at Pitt. I'm
Thank you.
sure you'll do well.
Thank
And
you.
when you make it big, definitely don't forget about me.
I won't. Thank you.
Thank you once again for coming on to the show. I'm Aaron Hagenbugh, and this has been A Closer Look with Bryan Ghingold. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Have a great night.